the divide it looks like even greater in terms of the wealth and income divide. It's not collapsing.
You're absolutely right, Philip. I think for anyone in the US who is solely reliant upon labor income, you are positioned at a disadvantage. And unfortunately, I don't see that getting a lot better. I mean, productivity enhancements will support real wage growth, so that's good given all that we've seen from companies investing in AI. But fundamentally, given that we believe that inflation and inflation volatility is going to stay above average, and therefore interest rates are going to stay above average, having access to assets is the way that you stay above water and even
Right.
thrive and succeed. Figuring out how you can be an asset owner, if you're, affording a home today is much more difficult to put that deposit together,
Yeah.
especially given the home price appreciation we've seen
Yeah.
through this period. So figuring out other ways to own real estate, to own financial assets that have, a smaller entry point, a lower entry point, I think is critical because that divide that you talked about isn't going anywhere, right? And
Yeah.
you want to have an asset that's going to appreciate faster than, or at least alongside inflation. And the way we think about that on our balance sheet is having more exposure to asset classes like real estate or infrastructure, or even some of the asset backed parts of credit.
Yes.
And so even for your individual household in the US, I think that's important to not just think about, certainly being employed and getting a good livable wage, but figuring out how you can own assets so that you're not left behind in what we're both describing as a pretty much a new world order.